But that's okay, because think about the Ultralisk charge.
Yeah, that was very cool in the video. But anyways, we're starting Game 5. It's going to be the Grandmasters Zerg player versus Forbes, the High Masters Protoss player. This is Map of the Month, number 8, Artifice. So this is a new map for everyone, and it looks to us like it's a macro map, so we'll see if this decides to turn out to be a macro match. And actually, this map is probably just as large as Tal'Darim, now that I'm in the game.
Mm-hmm. And we see that Rain, our Zerg player, is spawning in the top right, and at the bottom we have Forbes spawning in the bottom left. Or excuse me, the bottom right.
Yeah, so Forbes, of course, for Binary Gaming, Rain for Convergence Gaming. So Protoss versus Zerg, and the colors are like very interesting here. We have purple and red. Purple being the creep and the Protoss player, and red being the Zerg player. So we have these.
I'm glad to divert from the regular red and blue.
Yeah, lots of interesting colors. Like they always say, orange is the color of insanity. So players that choose orange, like I choose orange, so I guess that's why I make carriers whenever I play. So that's what psychologists say. They say orange is the color of insanity.
I usually stick with green, just because, I don't know, Zerg looks cool in green. But I wish they would make some new colors, maybe something really exotic looking.
White.
Yeah, white would be cool. I mean, I'll never forget in Brood War, when people started experimenting with ways to distort the colors, there were all kinds of new ones.
Yeah. So there's the spawning pool coming up for Rain. He wants to make sure that he's going to be able to throw down that hatch at the right timing, since there is a probe hanging out there ready to be extremely annoying. Looks like there's a drone headed out there to bother that probe.
Yeah, and look at that. Forbes is already grabbing his gas, so we're not going to see any kind of zealot tech.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he does here. And I also wanted to mention about the spawning positions right now. We see that Rain, he'll actually be forced to expand towards Forbes, and Forbes will be in a little more of a comfortable position, where the potential for his third expansion is away from Rain, while it's the opposite for Rain.
However, with this really wide open area, I think Rain could actually expand towards the left side and grab this expansion over here. We'll see what he opts to do. Being Grandmasters, I'm sure he's probably looking around the map right now, trying to analyze. There's this destructible rocks over here near your natural expansion. I feel like if you practice enough on this map, you could probably take a pretty fast Forge expansion as a Protoss player. Or as Terran, try to go for a pretty fast expansion as well, seeing how large this map actually is.
The center, that's all holograms, so I mean, that's it's really blowing my mind just to see how it works. So they can just walk right through there.
Yeah.
And you're right, this map is actually huge.
Look at the Zelnaga towers; those are so awesome looking.
Even the center looks cool.
Yeah, everything just like on this map is so well done, and for the little, I guess, gas cloud things, they're these lights. That's so awesome.
Yeah, very, very neat. And props to the map creator. It looks awesome.
Yeah. So there's drone transfer over to the natural expansion. Both players gearing up for a pretty long game, I think. Looks like it's going to be a Sentry expand for Forbes. Or maybe even... No, I feel like it's going to be a Sentry expand. Oh, maybe a one-gate expand.
Well, at this rate with the double gas, I would hope that he'd be doing that Sentry expand, but that is very risky off of one gate.
Yeah, I think he's seen the expansion over there, and he wants to get his expansion faster. He does have a Stalker over here, trying to pick off a couple of those Zerglings. It looks like he didn't get that shot off right there. That Stalker is going to be forced to run all the way home. Quite a workout there for that Stalker. Looks like the Zerglings will be greeted by the rest of Forbes' forces, and there's that expansion coming up, so it is a one-gate expansion. He's going to be throwing down all of his gateways now, continuing to chrono boost those sentries out to make sure he has enough to hold off any sort of huge pressure, but we don't see any of that coming out from Rain as of this moment.
Yeah, see, now, in these positions, with this type map, I would think that some creep spread with a +1 Hydra push would be really decent, especially against that wall. But we'll see what he decides to do. Oh, he is getting a forge, so that's good. He's going to have the upgrades, and he'll also have the potential to build cannons.
I want to call your attention to something here.
Sure.
Let's look at the harvester count. Rain is at 47 harvesters. It's like 6 minute and 50 seconds mark, and this map is so big it looks like Rain is completely comfortable doing this. And
let's see if these Zerglings scout. There is a proxy pylon right now, so he needs to be aware of that.
And yeah, being a new map, it could be hard to scout out any of those locations. So we'll see if that's something he's able to do. But Rain is so many drones. He's even getting 4 more. All of the gases are now being taken. He's getting his Roach Warren up, so he may be doing some sort of pressure. I guess this Roach Warren is more for defense, just in case there's a huge attack in about 2 or 3 minutes.
And 2 spines on the way. He scouts that push coming out. He does have the potential to build roaches. I think he's going to hold this off, because right now we do see a really high sentry count.
Yeah.
We have 5 sentries out, plenty of energy, but only 2 zealots and 1 stalker.
Yeah.
So not the greatest army to really fight that.
Forbes absolutely needs to put this pressure on, though. Without putting any pressure on, he's going to be like really far behind economically. He's warping in a couple of stalkers here. He needs to force his opponent to make at least a few units, maybe kill something off here or there. Looks like he's going to run into that and see that he's probably not going to be able to push in.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think this is a good idea for Forbes at all right now. I think he needs to force field off and run away.
Yeah, he could probably cancel that pylon. There it is, canceling right now. He's going to retreat all the way back home and try to get up a little bit more for the late game. He only went for 3 gates, so he's going to be throwing up his robo facility right now. That was definitely just to push out to see if he could get his opponent to make a couple of units. But in the meantime, Rain has droned so heavily. He's in...
And look at that expansion for Rain.
Wow.
Really bizarre. Like, just to see, that's very, very far away. I mean, that is worlds apart.
He's definitely taking advantage of this being a new map. That both players are trying to figure it out right now, and he's up to almost 60 drones. Forbes is desperately trying to catch up, chrono boosting his Nexi to get extra probes out right now.
Yeah, and the amount of minerals, gas that Rain is going to have saved up when he decides to make those mutas will be huge.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to see him grab another base. I understand that right now he's droning so heavily that, there's just no point. I mean, he needs to get that 3rd up.
Well, a 4th.
A close
yeah,
3rd.
He's got his, I guess, 4th on the way now.
Yeah.
And there is a Zealot warping in over here to check things out.
Yeah, perfect timing right there, scouting that. But like I said, he's seeing that and thinking, oh, his 3rd, it's it's kind of late. And meanwhile, he's got that other base right down below.
The Phoenix just scooted through. I think it did see the Spire. I wonder if Forbes was able to click on it. I think if he looks over there, he will be able to notice that it is a Spire. This proxy pylon now getting taken out. The 3rd base down in the corner is now mining with a single drone, and there's also a Queen on the way. Forbes, he's in such a bad-looking position to me, especially with 9 mutas now on the way.
Oh, look at this. He's going to be doing a drone transfer all the way across the map.
And
that is very risky.
There's a Warp Prism coming out, so this may be able to spot that expansion and do quite a bit of harassment. The Overlord does see it in this, or I don't know if he actually saw it.
Wow, it's queued up to go right over that 3rd expansion. Oh, and the mutas are out too. Oh man, this is such a prime opportunity to take out that Warp Prism.
2 mutas do decide to hang back, and that Warp Prism is going to run straight by those mutas. It's going to get taken out, not a problem for Rain. If he chases after, and there it is, the muta's now chasing after the Warp Prism. That Warp Prism is going to do 0 damage, and Forbes now knows that there are mutas out on the field.
And there are a lot of mutas out on the field. Let's take a look at the units right now. We see already 10 mutas.
Wow. And there are now cannons coming up for Forbes. He's going to be forced into a hugely defensive position for probably the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Yep, and the important thing here is that if Rain continues to drone, his late game will be in the position where he'll be able to have the Broodlord Corruptor composition, and Forbes won't have the units he needs in time.
The Muta's now doing some damage in the main. A Warp in Stalkers looks like those mutas will get chased out of here. And Infestation Pit now on the way for Rain. Rain is ahead by 40 food, now making 16 drones.
Yeah, and look at the upgrades right now. We already have +1 on the way for Mutas, 2-1 for Zerglings, and obviously that Carapace upgrade is going to transfer over for Roaches. But still, he's getting ahead in everything he needs to do. So right now it's going to be about the engagement. Forbes is kind of stuck on 2 base right now. And so that's a difficult position for him to be in, especially with Mutas out on the field. But if he can get up that nice composition of units, he can probably apply some serious pressure and maybe even kill Rain.
Yeah, there's a Dark Shrine now on the way as well, the 2 gateways. And Rain does have a ton of units out in the field, and I feel like he's probably looking for that 5th expansion real soon.
Ooh, I don't agree with this trade. I think he's going to lose too many Mutas here. Wow. And a nice blink to finish it off. That was exactly what Forbes probably needed. Now he's feeling much safer.
He's getting up additional cannons at his 3rd base right now. He's going to be able to take that one and be able to ball up a little bit more to deal with this Zerg army. There's not much of a choice right now for our Protoss player.
42 Zerglings on the way.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just about to have a giant throwaway with the Lings. He's basically almost maxed.
He's going to try to...
All these Zerglings
he's going to try to trade this army, and if he gets a favorable trade, that's going to be hugely favorable for Rain, since he's going to be able to remax so much faster.
Sorry about that, guys. I was lagging. I had to X out of the stream.
Oh, no.
But there we go. So many Zerglings.
Oh my gosh. My computer is actually lagging from that, and this overrun of the Protoss army that you just saw, it doesn't even look fair, but there it is.
This looks like StarCraft 1. Like, this is a swarm right
just
here. I cannot believe the numbers.
And there's even a hive on the way. Forbes plummeting down to 70 food. The Zerglings running throughout the base. Forbes trying to hang on there as long as possible, but the Zerglings just busting in here. There's like a couple of Stalkers remaining, as well as 2 cannons. The Mutas also flying in here, taking everything out. Forbes now down to 50 food, or 60 food, and Rain still hanging strong at 160 food. And all of the units here are going down. There's a single Immortal trying to get into a corner to shoot away a couple of those Zerglings. It goes down. A couple more Zealots being warped in right now. The Muta's taking out the natural expansion. And I really don't know how he's going to be able to come back in this.
I mean, we always hear how Zerglings aren't that good, but Jesus, in those numbers, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, in these huge numbers, it is no way we're going to be headed to Game 6.